Hi, Venkat.
Yeah, hi, Ashita. Hi, Balaji. Good morning.
Hi, good.
Yeah, any questions so far you have?
No,
No, Venkat.
So you're able to download the recorded sessions and the code as well, right? From
Yeah.
GitLab,
Yes.
you're going to get it. Yeah, so we'll give some more time. Yeah, hi, good morning, Kale. So any questions, Kale, you have?
Good morning, Venkat.
Any questions you have?
No, Venkat, I'm good.
Yeah, so I think only Suresh need to join. Yeah, we'll give one more time, one more minute actually. It's 10:31. So give one more minute and we'll start. So meanwhile, let me share my screen. Yeah, today we will see inheritance concept. The last session we have seen the important concept, that is interface. And also I explained about the abstract class also. Okay, so both concepts having a little bit similarities. Okay, so probably I think you might have gone through this concept. So where we have already used the inheritance concept. So today we will see in depth, like okay, so the complete inheritance concept, how it is going to. So before we do that, so let me create the package. I think it's 26. Okay. All right. So let me create the concept. We'll see like inheritance concept. So there are different types actually. And before that, we'll see what is an inheritance concept. Okay. So what is inheritance concept? Okay. And how to use this inheritance concept. So how to use it and what are the types of inheritance concepts, inheritance. So that. So we'll see these points today. Okay, so in that I'll just explain you like the different types. Okay. So before we proceed, so if there is any relationships between two classes or the interface and class, So we call it as an inheritance concept. Okay, it's like a father and child relationships. Okay, like parent and child relationships. Okay, so far, like if you see our classes, so we haven't had any relationships between two classes. So if you take this the second session, I just explained like Java underscore basics is one separate class. Java Basics 3 is a separate class. These two are separate. They don't have any relationships actually. Okay, so going forward, what we will do is we will give the relationships between the two classes, and also we learned about the interface, right? So we'll give the relationship to the interface as well. Okay, so that we already saw. So we will see in depth, like okay. So that relationship is nothing but an inheritance concept. Okay, so like a parent and a child relationship is nothing but a inheritance. Okay? Inheritance concept. Uh, so here what we see is like the uh, parent features will come to the kids actually, right? So something like so we'll get some features from our parents, from grandparents, and also right. So that is like in real time. In this concept, we'll see what is these features and how we are going to acquire them into the child action. Okay, so the parent and child relationship is nothing but an inheritance concept. Okay, so it got different types. Okay, so one is multi-level inheritance, uh, multiple inheritance. So multi-level inheritance and multiple inheritance and single inheritance. Single. Okay, so there are different other inheritance are there, but we'll not look into them like okay. So like hybrid inheritance and all. Okay, so here we'll see mostly the differences between the multi-level and multiple inheritances. Actually, the single inheritance means it's a class to class relationship. Okay, so the relationship between class to class. Okay, so that is what we call single inheritance. I think we saw this with the abstract. Second, yeah, we saw this in the abstract class. Like, yeah, so this is the one. Okay, so we were using the extends keyword. So this is the normal class, and this is the abstract class. So only these two classes is having a relationship. Okay, so that's what we call it as a single inheritance. It's between a class to class, and we use extends keyword to give relationship. To give relationship. Okay, so we use the extends keyword. Extends keyword actually. Okay, so where to use this? So where we have if we need to have a relationship between two classes or interface to class. Okay, either way that is fine. If you want to have a relationship between two classes or two or more than okay, more than one. Okay, so between more than one class relationship. Okay, so in that case, we can just do that. Otherwise, like interface to class also, we can do that. Okay. Okay, so we will see the single inheritance first. Okay, in this today's session. So I'll just give one relationship. I'll say that parent class. So in this relationships, we will have only one nodes. Okay, so only one main method. Okay, so just required only child class with the main method. Okay, so it doesn't require the main method in parent action. So this is a parent one. So what I'll do is I'll give the member variables. So member variables means the instance variables. Okay, and the methods. Okay, so two things I can just give it inside the class. Okay, otherwise I can create multiple objects inside the class. And that's what we call it as a class action. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm just creating one method, public void, and I'll say that the hair color. Okay, so I'm just giving some name. So this is a name. Okay, and I will say that system dot out dot println. So parent hair color. So I'll just give something like the color. Yeah, so yeah. So and also the skin color. Okay, so skin color. Mm, we can just give anything. Okay, so we'll give one instance variable. So public. So I'll say int. Mm, so height. Okay. So 6 feet it is. Like, okay. Yeah, so that's it. Okay, so just give some methods and the instance variables here. Okay, so now what we can do is I'm just creating a child class. Okay, so I'll say that it's a child class, and where I have a public static void main. So just go with the finish. So now if you take, so if you want to give the relationship between two classes, parent and child, so you need to extend your parent class. Okay, so extends parent underscore class. Okay, so now what we can do is the child also is having some their own features, right? Public void. So I will say that okay. Yeah, so just giving the name, that's it. Okay, so this is specific to the child. Okay, so where the parent is having a different eye color. Okay, so yeah, so that's it. And now if I want to get the parent features into the child, so what I have to do is I need to create an object with the child. Okay, so yeah, just a name. Okay, and you can just give the first method. So yeah, so what is this hair color? Black. And c dot sorry, I think some Okay, so C dot height, yeah, okay. Okay, and C dot, so you need to just access your child classes. All right, so this is how we can just get those the parent class features here. Okay, so you can just run your code. Now the child is showing with all the features of the parent. Okay, so this it is going to work. Okay, so we are trying to access the parent class methods here. So before that, what we did in our previous packages is we were creating like this. So I was just creating the class name where I have all my methods. So p dot like this. Okay, right. So p dot right. So like this, I was just creating it. Okay. So once you give the relationship, so no need of creating the object with your parent. It's just enough that you create the object with your child. That's it. Okay, so this is the main use of giving the relationship. If there is no relationship, for example, if I just remove this part, so then it gives me error message for these methods, like which where I'm getting it from my parent class actually. Right. So this is the main use. So you can create a single object and you can try to access them. Like, okay. So this is the main use actually. Okay. Here, what I'm just doing is I'm just creating one single class and another single class, and I try to call this as a single inheritance actually. So where I have a class to class relationship. Okay. So we will see what is a multi-level actually. Okay, so multi-level means, say for example, there is another class. So what I'll do is I'll create one more class and I'll say that grandparents class, and I'll not have a public static void main. Okay, right. So this is a grandparent. Okay, so public void. So okay. So what we can give is I think I want to give. Okay, so just I'll just cut this part. Okay, so I'll give it to my grandparent. Okay, now the parent is having one feature that is about hair color. Grandparent is having a skin color. Okay, and the child is having a eyes. Okay, so yeah, this part it is not, that is fine. Right. So now the grandparent is having one feature. Okay. Right. So what I can do is now I need to just give this relationship to my parent. Okay. So I have to say extends grandparent. Okay. And now parent I'm extending to my child. Okay. So now you can say C dot. So what was missing? Like I just removed skin color, right? So yeah, which I am getting it from my grandparent. So this is I'm getting from grandparent, and hair color I'm getting from parent, and this is a child's own. Okay, so this is child's own method actually. Okay, icon. Right, even like height I was getting from parent actually. Parent feature. So see, I just gave three classes here, and two classes I'm having the relationship, that is grandparent and parent, and another child also I'm having a relationship with the parent. Okay, so this was very easy for me to pull those methods actually. See, if I just execute, I should get all the method names actually. Okay, so I got the hair, skin, and height, and the eyes actually. Understood, like how we can give the relationships
Venkat,
between two classes. Yeah,
that eye color method, can you access that in a parent class?
eye color in parent. Huh?
Yeah.
Okay. So you want to go here, right? Correct?
Yep.
Okay, 1 second. Let me create the main method. So what you want to do now? You want to access
I want to
this
access the child class.
this method, correct?
Yeah.
So how do you want that to be accessed?
By creating an
So
object.
this, okay, which object it is? So you can access this with the child class object. Okay. So what was that? Eyes, right? Okay. But it's a waste, right? So now this is considered as a child is separate and parent is separate. Okay. Reverse relationship it doesn't have. Okay. Right. So you cannot give a parent here. So if you just give parent, it will get the parent one itself, not the child one. See, you did not get that ice color actually, because that is there in a child actually. Okay, so what you can get it in parent actually, which methods you can access inside the parent? That is my question.
So
I mean,
if
like,
we extend the class only, that second class or first class will be extended to parent class, right?
first class extend to parent class. So let me
Child
find
class extend to parents means
parent.
only
Yeah,
the method
then
in child class can be accessed by parent class. Parent class method cannot be accessed by child class.
no. Yeah, reverse it doesn't work actually. So I cannot go here to the grandparent. Okay. For example, I'm just showing. Okay. So I cannot go to the grandparent because grandparent doesn't have any relationship here. You just observe this part, the relationship part. Okay. So if I just create here, if I say, okay, grandparent object G equal to nothing, I'm going to get actually nothing. Okay, only the skin color. But it's a grandparent skin color. Nothing. Okay, so apart from that, you cannot access anything. Nothing is there. You see, no method is accessible, including the instance variable, because grandparent method doesn't extend to some classes like child and all. So what we did is we had a grandparent. We are extending grandparent to the child actually, so that my child can get all the features of the grandparent. Okay, understood? Any confusion? Okay, so here also the same thing. So you need to create a parent class, and if you try to access, you try to access the parent class methods, like the hair color you can get, which is of parent, and the skin color you can get, which is grandparent, but you cannot get the child one. Okay, parent doesn't get the child's, right? The childs will get the parents' features, correct? So the parent doesn't get it from the child, right? So reverse is not working. It should not work. Okay. So that is the reason I just extended the child to the parent. Okay. So extends parent. Child extends to parent. So now the parent is having some features which my child is going to get attached. The object which I created. Because my parent is already extended to the grandparent. So that is the reason my child is getting from the grandparent as well as from the parent, both. Okay, from both ways I'm getting, and he will has his own features. Okay, even that we can just access it. That's it with single object creation. Okay. Any questions like this area?
Venkat, can we access two classes in a child class, like two parents class in one child class? Is that possible?
Okay, so that is a good question actually. Okay, so now okay, I'll not disturb this. Okay, I'll just keep it as it is. We'll create one more classes. Okay, I'll say this time as a class A. Okay? And yeah, I will not give a public static void main, and I will say class B. Okay, I will give a public static void, and there is a one more class C. Okay, so I'll give a public static void. Now, what I did is I have extended this to the class B. Okay. And class B, okay, I have extended A to B. Now B to C. Okay. Right. So this is how we can just do it. A to B we can extend, and B to C we can extend. Okay, and we can just create an object here now. Okay, I can just create an object here. Okay, and I can just access the everything. Okay, so otherwise what we can do is C, I'm having that. So I can say like extends class B. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm just don't worry, I'm just so A doesn't have any relationship. E is like grandparent. Okay, so A is having some method public void class A method. Say system dot out dot println. I will say that this is class A method. Okay. Similarly, I will say I'll go to B, and I will say here that B, and this is a B class. Okay. Okay, so C. That's it. Okay, so let's give the relationships. Now just try to understand what I'm doing. So now A doesn't have any relationship, but it is extended to B, and B is extended to C. Now C is having full control. Okay, so C is having now C having full access to methods inside class A and class B. Right, so that means if I create object with this particular class C, so I should be able to access all the methods. Okay, see, I got a complete A, B, C. Let's select the first one. Let's select the second one. Let's select the third one. That's it. So basically, why we are trying to understand this, because when you give the relationship, we want to understand how we can access with single object creation. Okay. So I just created a single object creation and all multiple methods I'm able to access from my A, B, and C as well. Okay, with single relationships. Okay, so this one we call it as a multi-level, A to B, B to C. Now C is having full control. We call it as a multi-level. And here I cannot say that instead of here I just give class B extends class A, right? I cannot remove this one. Okay, so if I just remove it, I will say that okay, A is independent, B is independent. Now directly go to C, and someone asked this question just now. I'm just replying that. Okay? I cannot say this actually. Okay, I cannot say class C extends class B, comma class C. I cannot say this because this one is multiple inheritance actually, multiple. So what I showed just now is a multi-level. Multi-level will work for class to class. Okay, so multi-level. So it should work for class to class relationship. Okay. So multiple means, so it should not work for class to class relationship. Okay, like class extends class A, class B. It will not work actually. Okay, it should not work. Understood? Okay, so multiple will not work here actually. Multiple will not work. Okay, so you cannot extend one single class with multiple classes. Maybe that is your question, right? So you cannot do this actually. So you have to go with this process, like you have to extend A to B and you have to say B to C. Now C can have full control and you can access all your methods. So you right away you cannot say class C extends A, B, C, D, all the class names. So that one is a multi-level, multiple. Okay, that is multiple. Multiple will not work. Okay, multi-level will work for class to class. Okay, multiple will work for interfaces. Okay, so this will work for interfaces. So through interface concept, we can achieve the multiple inheritance. Okay, through interface. Through interface, we can achieve this, not with the classes. Okay, so I'm just undoing this. Is this okay? Like you got the answer? Like
Yes, Sankat.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm just yeah, I'm just putting back everything here. Okay, so. So there will be some confusion, so don't get confused yourself. Just try to create these classes multiple times. Okay, so then it will be easy. I gave two examples, one with the parent, grandparent, and another with this simple class A, class B, class C. Simple hierarchy. Okay. Yeah, so either way you can just perform. Okay, so I told you, right? So multiple means you have to achieve with the interface. Okay, so for this one, what we will do is we will rename it. Otherwise, a lot of classes and interfaces we have to do. Multi-level. Okay, so I'll create one more package so that it will not get confusing ourselves. So because a lot of classes, right? You cannot have it in a same package. So you can create number of packages. Multiple. With same name. Yeah, okay. I told you, right? So you have to go with the interface. Now what I will do is I will say interface. I will say interface finish. And what is interface means? Anyone tell what is the interface?
It's a set of an abstract method, right?
Right. Set of abstract methods. So you have to remember. Okay. So I'm just creating a public void. So interface A. Okay. So this method is interface method. And one more point is if you create a non-static method inside the interface, it will become as a abstract method by default. Okay, so by default, non-static method is abstract method inside the interface. So this point strictly you have to remember. Okay, so there is no difference between non-static and abstract. Both are same in interface. In interface, only in interface. Okay, so yeah, so I just created the abstract method. And also we know that the abstract method doesn't have a body. Okay, I'm not repeating it again. Okay, just make sure. So let's have another method here. Another method, and I will say B. Oh, sorry. Interface B underscore method. Good. Okay. So now I will have one more interface. Interface C. Okay. So I will have interface C. So all three interfaces I have. I'll go here to my interface C. Now I will say extends interface A, comma, interface B. See, this is working actually. I'm using same extends keyword here. Same like for class, I used it, right? I used the same extend keyword, and this I'm able to achieve it through interface. So if I keep giving this the interface names here, it will actually extend. Okay. So how many you give, it will take. Okay, I just gave only a 2, for example. You can give multiple. You can give a number like, okay, you can just keep giving the interface names here. Okay, and that can have the methods, and it can, I mean, like abstract methods and the variables as well. See, this is working actually. This doesn't work for the class to class actually. So if we give class A extends class A, class B, it was not working actually. Okay, so class C was not accepting the AB having extended, okay, at same time. All right, so this is a point we have to remember, and this is the main reason why interface is playing a main important role in a multiple inheritance concept also. Okay, so interface having so many importances. One of the big importance is you can create abstract methods, and you can have a different logics in different classes, and also multiple inheritance concept can be achieved with the interface. So now you can ask like, what is the use of this? Why you are creating all this stuff like? So the main use of this is if I create one single class here, okay, I will say that access interface methods. I'm just giving some name, okay, can give any name. And this is my class, normal class. Now we know how to implement those abstract methods which are created inside the interfaces, different interfaces. Right. So we have to use implements keyword actually. Okay. So that's it. So I'm just removing this comments, and it will ask me to add those unimplemented methods here. Yes, I'm going to add. That's it. Okay. So this is a method coming from the interface here. I will say that interface a method. Okay.
Okay, but the implement is for method to class, right?
Method to class. Okay. Method to class. I didn't understand. What do you mean? Like
So you said previously you said that we can do extension from class to class.
class to class. Yeah.
Yeah, but the
Hmm.
implement keyword is for the method to class.
No,
So is it
class to interface. Okay.
okay?
Class to interface. So if
Yeah.
you have a class and interface, you have to use a implements keyword. If there is only interface, you can use extents. That will work. This is how. But end of the day, we need to implement these methods. What is the use of writing like this? Right, nothing is there. If I cannot create an object, I cannot write the logic, nothing I can do here. I can simply give the structure, that's it. What is the use of writing like this? All right, so I should have to access all this stuff again. So for that one, you have to create a class and you have to implement all your methods. That's why you are giving implements. And now I got all my methods here where I can write my logic. Understood?
Yes.
So now I can create an object. I know how to create an object with a class. So we were doing it from the all from the last sessions, like okay. So yeah, so I'm just giving a dot interface, a dot interface. See, that's it. Okay. See, now I'm able to access all these methods from a different interfaces. Okay, so these are all coming from a different interfaces, right? So I'm getting it from a different interface. So otherwise, what I have to do if I want to access these methods, either I have to create it in a simple class, and all classes I need to access it here in some other class, and separate objects I need to create it, and that too I can access that class methods here, right? Because I'm not giving any relationships. So the main use of a relationship is that you are just creating a single object here, and multiple methods you are able to access. Okay, right. So it's a very big thing, right? So you're reducing your code, to be frank. Otherwise, lot of work you need to do, right? So if there is no interface concept, you have to create a separate classes, and all those classes you need to access it in somewhere here, right? You need to create object like this, and this part works, and again object creation, and this method you can access another object, this method, that's it. So three different objects you need to create it actually, and it will occupy a different memory space, right, to store all these object values, reference variable values. Okay, so again it will consume some memory for that. Okay, so instead of that, what we are doing here, simply creating a single object and very easy to access. Tomorrow if someone like creates another interface, say for example some D has come here, okay, so he will say that okay, so I want to create my own interface. Okay, so public void interface. So what I can do, simply I'll go here I will say, okay, now we already have a formula. Just copy paste it and come here, just extend it. Very simple, right? Yeah. I can simply write my logic, that's it. So otherwise what I have to do, again, I have to create one more class and again, I have to create an object for that. Right. So it's a consuming lot of time and memory as well. It's a simple thing. Right. Any questions? Right. No? So now come to this selenium.dev. Just go through this again, okay? So don't worry. And just go to Selenium HQ, web drivers, okay? Right. So now you can understand what they have written here. Can anyone tell what is this actually? I mean like a logical thing, I'm just asking. So this is a interface. Now what is this actually?
It's a class. Search context is a class.
Is this a class? Just now we learned. What is this actually? Search context. I'm not asking what it does actually. I'm just asking the text. They have extended and some search text. What is this?
The method name, right?
No. How they wrote is, I will simply copy paste it here. Maybe the structure you could not able to understand. Okay. They wrote something like this. Now can you just tell what is this? Public interface, WebDriver, extends, search context. So this is the interface. Then what is this actually? When I say what is this means, is this a variable, method, interface, class, abstract method? What is this? That is my question. Yes, Shweta or someone. They're not
WebDriver
at all
is an
talking.
abstract class, right? Interface WebDriver is an abstract class.
WebDriver is an interface. They're
Yes.
saying it's a interface. They're saying public interface. This is a name. That's how we
So
created,
the search
right?
content is
How I
coming from the
created?
different interface, right?
Correct. So I'm saying like public interface name. So now what they had it is they created a public interface WebDriver. They created a WebDriver as an interface. Now they are extending search context. Search context is another interface. Got it? So if I just click this, see, public interface search context. Right. So this is how we can understand what they wrote actually. So that means search context is a super interface. It's a super interface. Okay. So, and what is this one? Now you can read. I will put it here. Okay. So don't worry. Might be this structure you could not able to understand. I will put it in this format. So public class name, remote web driver, extends, object. Extends, object, implements, web driver, JavaScript executor, hash table, hash download. So many are there. Take screenshot. So they created something like this. So how can you understand what is a class, what is an interface? Can you just differentiate and tell me what is the relationship is happening between these?
This is a multiple inheritance. The remote WebDriver is a class, and they are extending into the interface. Like object implement WebDrivers are based on the interface, and remote WebDriver is a class they have created.
Oh, sorry, I didn't get you. Okay, so can you just tell me now?
So the public class, the remote WebDriver is a class they have created.
Oh, this is a class, correct?
Yeah, they're extending into the interfaces like object.
Why they are extending?
Yeah. Sorry, the
class.
implement class. Sorry.
This is a class.
Yeah.
They are extending
the interfaces.
Interface? No, they cannot do that, right? This will not work, right?
Yeah,
so
correct.
class to interface.
Yeah. Sorry,
This
class to class. Okay. So
class
extend
to class.
the class to class, and they're also doing a implement to interfaces.
Right, correct. So these are all interfaces. Okay, so how they wrote is, so now we have multiple interfaces A, B, C, D. And we have, I will create one more class. Okay, I will say that class object. I will create how they did actually here. Okay, so this is class. We can have methods also. I'm not giving it. So what they did is remote WebDriver, right? So I will create a class. I will say that remote. I'll give small letters. Okay, so now see, I'm extending extends. So class object. Correct. This is what they gave till now. Public class name extends or some other class. Right, some other class. And after that, what they did, implements. So interface A, comma, interface B, comma, interface C, comma, interface D. Right. And anyway, it will ask me to add those unimplemented methods. That's it. This is the structure they gave actually. Okay, so when I read, I should read with these relationships. So that means if you have a class, you can extend both class and you can implement the interface. Both you can do it. Right, so now you can have your main method in this here. You can have it here. Right. See, you can add your object. So I did not add any methods. You can just say public void object last method. To understand the help, I'm just telling you like the relationships. Okay, so this is object class method. Now come on here. Okay, so yeah, now if you create single object, I will say C equal to C dot. So what I can access all these interface methods. C interface D. So what else I can access? I can access class methods. So these many I can able to access with this particular relationships. So that is a main importance of relationships. Actually. So if you don't have a relationship, it is very tough to write the logic. Okay. So I'll not rule out that you cannot do it, but it's a very tough. Okay. So individually you have to create objects and you have to do it. So that will take time. That will consume memory actually. Okay. So have you understood this help content? So this is this will work. This will we will see it in a Selenium concepts. Okay, I'm not explaining you the Selenium. I'm trying to make you understand how they wrote this logic. So tomorrow it will be easy for you to understand when you come to this page and see, okay, remote WebDriver extends object. So object is a superclass. Implements WebDriver. Okay, WebDriver is another interface. JavaScript executor, another interface. Take screenshot, another interface. So these are all interfaces. When you say interface, these will have abstract methods, which will not have a logic. So the logic is implemented in a separate classes, right? So these particular the methods inside these are implemented in some other the classes, actually. Right? What is that class? A remote vector. Right. So that's how we need to understand, actually. If you see here the same WebDriver, so here WebDriver we are telling it, right? So if you just go and see here WebDriver, right? So if I say Chrome driver, okay, not Chrome driver, okay. So public interface WebDriver extends such context. Okay, and you can see here all implementing classes. Which classes this WebDriver is implementing? All these browsers. This is a Chrome driver. Okay, so public class Chrome driver extends Chromium driver. Right, so again, Chromium driver it is extending, and Edge driver. So public class Edge driver extends Chromium driver. So they are extending the Chromium driver by default. Okay, and Firefox driver. That's a Firefox browser. Public class Firefox driver extends a remote web driver. Okay, so remote web driver means which is having all implementing classes, all implementing interfaces. Right. So if I just go here and click the remote WebDriver, see it is saying remote WebDriver, which is implementing WebDriver itself. Directly it is implementing WebDriver. So remote WebDriver is a class. Chromium driver is a class. So these particular classes are individually they are implementing, but remote WebDriver is implementing for all the browsers. Okay, that's how you need to understand actually logically. Okay, and you should understand which one is a super class. Okay, so which one is a base class and all. Okay, so hopefully you understood. It seems like have you got like have you understood this logically? Any
Yeah.
questions? Okay, so what we have to do is we have to add the interfaces. So inside the interfaces, so we have to know how the variables are accessed. Okay, so we haven't seen that actually till now. Okay, so we'll see that concept and also the constructors. So in this relationship, so we will see the constructors also. Oh, sorry. So inheritance concept with constructors. So super keyword, sorry, not super. And final variable. These 3 points you'll understand in the next session. Okay. So far we just understood about the different relationships. Okay, just try to go through this class again. Okay, where I explained multi-level and multiple. Just try to understand that. Okay, and next session, so we will cover these 3 points. Okay. Any questions you have before we close? No doubts?
No.
Yeah, okay. So this is important. So just please go through these concepts, okay? Right. Yeah, okay. I will check in this code and I will include this video in the YouTube, okay? In just a refer, okay? Right. Yeah, so we'll continue tomorrow, okay, with those points. Okay, then bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Yeah, thank you, bye. Thank you, bye.